And welcome to the COVID-19 update. I'm Chris Oldcorn. Ontario is now closing down today at 11:59 p.m. We will only have essential services still running. You will still be able to get things such as groceries and go to the pharmacy, but almost all businesses will be closed down. Some businesses will still be open for takeout, but they will not be doing delivery. Doug Ford yesterday held a press conference to explain some of what is going on. So, the full list of businesses that will be allowed to stay open will actually be released later on today with another news conference with Doug Ford and other government ministers. However, one thing that Doug Ford wanted to stress yesterday was snowbirds, families returning from vacation, people that went down south for spring break or traveled. You have to go home and self-isolate for 14 days. There is no exceptions to that. What does self-isolation mean? It means you do not stop at the grocery store on your way home. You do not stop to get gas on your way home. You don't stop anywhere. You drive from the airport to your house. The only exception is if you need gas to go from the airport to your house. That's what self-isolation means. Now, the federal government on the weekend said that if you don't self-isolate, what they're going to do is enact what's called the Quarantine Act. The Quarantine Act means you are forced to stay in your house. If you leave, you can be fined up to $1 million and go to jail for up to 3 years. That's right, $1 million fine and 3 years in jail if you don't observe self-isolation and quarantine. That is a big deal, and we should start to take it seriously if the government's willing to go to that step to try and prevent the spread of COVID-19. Now, the Ontario order to stay in your house, or what's called the stay-in-place order, is you stay there for the next 14 days, regardless of if you came into the country or not. However, this also will affect schools. Schools are supposed to go back on April the 6th. Well, the order isn't even starting till today, which is April the 7th when it would be lifted. Schools are still closed for the indefinite future until they come to a decision on when it's safe to reopen, when it's safe to lift the quarantines as well. Now, globally speaking, we now have 334,981 cases according to the World Health Organization as of last night. There's been 14,652 deaths, and we now have COVID-19 cases in 189 countries. Now, in North America, we have only, not North America, in the world, there's only about 200 countries. We've gone up 2 more countries just in the last 24 hours that have COVID-19 cases. Now, here in Canada, we are doing fairly well at containing COVID-19. We do have 1,384 confirmed cases with 19 deaths out of those cases. There is still plenty of people being tested here in Algoma. We know that we've had 128 tests. We're waiting for the updated numbers today to see if anyone else tested positive and how many people tested negative.